Hey everybody, welcome back to Thursday's Valiant Effort here at Comic Booked. We are two comic book dudes coming to you every single week, bringing you every single Valiant comic that we can possibly read and remember. And we make notes so we don't forget people's names like we've done in the past.
It happens.
Speaking of names, I'm Aaron Clutter, editor-in-chief of Comic Booked, and with me as always, over there.
Hey, I'm Justin Paget. Also, I'm the managing editor over at Comic Booked, and we have some great Valiant issues coming at you this week. Really enjoyed these books, so sit back and enjoy.
Yep. Pretty cool stuff this week. So let's bring up our fancy little slideshow for you. You can see Thursday's Valiant Effort. We put a lot of work into this, every week.
Yeah.
At least like 20 minutes reading the books and then put my little PowerPoint together. So Exo Manowar number 37 wraps up Dead Hand, the Dead Hand story arc, which is really fallout from the Armor Hunters storyline from last summer. It was a big event last summer. We're also going to cover Ivar Timewalker number 6, and Bloodshot Reborn number 3. So 3 really great books, awesome stories. So, Justin, you want to talk about XO first off?
Sure. So if you remember, we'll give you a little background. Issue 36, Exo knows he has to go against Dead Hand. He knows he can't do it alone. He needs some help, so he's able to contact these other armors, and we kind of leave off with them still debating. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are going to kind of join him. We get into this issue, and they actually have joined him. So we have like a team of Exo Manowars going after Dead Hand, which is the Armor Hunter's fail-safe device to make sure that all the armors are eradicated from the known universe. I guess is what they're really going for. But this issue really mainly focuses on the battle itself, which I thought was good. You get to see a lot of the different armor types. A lot of different races have the armors. The armors are bonded with all these different folks, and it's just really good to see how they're all going. And let's see, just trying to scroll through here a little bit. We don't have too much action on Earth. We do we get a scene at the Pentagon where they're looking out into space and they see an object coming that stops near Mars, and that's how close they get. But overall, I really enjoyed this issue. Now, whether or not the armors stay as a team, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. They're all going to split up and go back maybe after this. But just knowing that they're in the universe and that he can call upon them or join up with them later on, it opens up so many possibilities. I think Robert Venditti's done a great job with just the story and developing this character. What do you think about it,
Yeah.
Aaron?
Oh, for sure. I like the Army of Armors. That's
Mm-hmm.
what he had. And Eric steps up and he says, basically the armors think and communicate as one, like a hive. So the other people or the other creatures who have bounded with the armors have given themselves over, surrendered to the armor. And Eric is not going to do that until he has to. I mean, until it makes him. So
Mm-hmm.
he's like the only one with independent thought. And while they say, all the armors speak for one and one speaks for all, he says, I'm the one speaking for you guys. And steps up and says, I'm your king, you'll follow me. And that's really the struggle is between the programming of Dead Hand, which
Mm-hmm.
was programmed a long time ago to be the failsafe for the armor hunters. And basically, if the last armor hunter died, Dead Hand would kick in and eradicate all life, collect samples, and then after life was destroyed, it would come back and seed life on the planets. That's
Right.
kind of the whole point of it. But it runs into this, why are you guys protecting life? It doesn't make any sense. That's completely contrary to what we've seen the armors do. The armors have protected themselves, and that's it. So it was kind of interesting. You got the human element of Eric stepping in and saying, "I'm going to protect this life," and it's so contrary to what the armor hunters or Dead Hand has seen in the past. So it caused a little conflict there. It was really interesting. I love the way this issue resolved and didn't resolve, because there's still some stuff left hanging at the end that you're going, oh, what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
It gives itself to, like I said, future storylines of things that could pop up.
Yeah, yeah. We'll say keep your eyes on Mars.
Yes.
Something's going to happen there, so that's cool. But yeah, like you said, the Pentagon folks, they were, like, well, we don't know what happened, but here's this thing out by Mars, and it's just kind of sitting there waiting for us. So, but I loved the artwork on this. It was really not so much different from the way EXO has been, but just really cool in the way that the pieces of Dead Hand came off and came after them in the whole battle. I thought
Oh
the scenes
yeah.
were done really well. Yep, definitely good.
His sword is cool too.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, even just from the cover, but it's cooler inside. You open up the book and it's cooler looking in there. So
Oh
anyway.
yeah, very much so.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Ivar. We'll step over in time, right?
Right.
So this is continuing on the storyline of Ivar and Gilad and Armstrong, or
Aram.
Aram. Yeah. I can never remember how to pronounce that. But Armstrong, as we know him from Archer and Armstrong, the three brothers who basically are all kind of gifted or cursed, however you want to say, with different ways of traveling through time. Armstrong is immortal and he's lived linearly through time. Gilad also has kind of come back as a warrior in different battles throughout time, and then Ivar is kind of the one who pops around back and forth all over the place, and he is the only one. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, he's out of the brothers. He's like the time hopping playboy.
Yeah, right. And he's the only one who may or may not be immortal. We don't know for sure. So I thought that was an interesting statement from last issue. But yeah, in this one, they're trying to stop Neela, who was a girl that they found in the beginning, or that Ivar found in the beginning, who was about to basically break time and space. She was close enough to the point where she was going to discover time travel, and then from there unravel the fabric of space-time to where you could travel back in time and change things. Right now you can't. No matter how many times you try, as we saw a couple issues ago, you cannot change things. The universe will always step in and make sure that it doesn't happen. So it's an interesting concept, and that's basically what's trying to be undone in all of this. Is Neela from the future is taking Neela from the past or from the present or whatever. So much time hopping, it's confusing where she's from. And she has her on Oblivion 1, which is like the spaceship at the end of the universe, trying to get her to complete her final experiment so that she'll unlock the ability to change time. They could go back in time, stop their father from being killed and all that. But, as we know in I think it was last issue, we saw that Neela was actually the cause of her father being killed.
Mm-hmm.
Because of her manipulations, trying to fix time and trying to change things. She was the cause of her own father's death. So that was, interesting and hard hitting for her. I loved Francis Portella's art in this. Really, really cool. I love the lines and the shading. Everything that he does with this is just really neat. This book is so much different as far as the artwork than a lot of the other Valiant books right now. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, same. I like the space-time portals that randomly open up everywhere. Yeah. And then I thought, it's like there's a point at which she has a disagreement with herself. Yeah. And the whole space-time thing about two bodies occupying the same space didn't apply. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we know, I think it was last issue when the multiple Neelas were all in that bar. There's like 10 of them. So,
yeah.
We know they can occupy the same space. So it's kind of funny. But definitely we're coming to this kind of the middle of this arc. So bad things are happening as we've got Ivar and everybody in the future. 55,480. 5480 is the year they're in, and they have the Lurker, who's this like crystal thing full of eyeballs and full of stupid little acronyms. LOL and ZOMG and all this other crap, and can't speak like a normal person. Speaks like somebody whose head's stuck up the internet. And it's awful. I just cringe every time he talks. I'm like, oh. And so does Ivar, which is funny. But yeah.
My favorite was the, what was it? It's TLDR, like too long, didn't read.
Yeah,
It's like, that's great.
that was good.
Great.
Yep.
One thing we didn't mention about this is with Ivar and his brothers on the ship, there's something else on the ship going after them.
Yeah.
So there's something else to be looking for in this. See, when everybody reads it, leave a comment below. Maybe you can figure out what it is before we can.
Yeah. It was kind of cool because there's definitely some kind of countermeasures kind of thing that's working against them. So it's pretty neat.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this was a good one. Definitely worth picking up. And finally, Bloodshot Reborn. This has been a great series. I've really liked Jeff Lemire's stuff in this. His story has been excellent. I've liked Bloodshot all the way through since I started reading Valiant, a year and a half ago, December of 2013. So but this is just a great story because we know with the Valiant, the series that came out earlier or end of last year, that 4-issue miniseries, that Kay, who was the new Geomancer, was hunted down by the Nothing thing and was killed. But as she died, she pulled the nanites out of Bloodshot and made him a man again.
Right.
So this is really kind of the aftermath of that, and he's not coping with being a man. He just wasn't built for that. He was built to be Bloodshot, and that's, last issue we touched on what happened, but we didn't really talk about what happened. He kills one of the people who had gone around murdering a bunch of people. He kills one of them, and the nanites in that person's blood enter him. So he has some nanites now. And it's cool because there's a scene in here where he's getting ready to go into a police station to take out the next guy, the next Bloodshot person. And he uses the nanites to change his appearance, as he'd been able to do as Bloodshot. But it seems to be a big effort because he just has a few of them. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, there's, the blood squirt and Exo Manowar thing was hilarious. Exo Squirt of War, right? It was so funny. There's a little TV show, they're fighting each other, and it was really good.
Yeah, he's always around. She's not real either, is she?
No, she's dead. That's Kay.
Everything's in his head. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, those two things. And at first, like last issue, we still weren't really sure if the nanites were all in his head too, if this whole thing was like in his head. Right. But now we've got some confirmation that it is, he is, regaining the nanites from that guy. So obviously we know kind of the move of the story. We know where it's going. The plot is he's going to regain his nanites because he's realized now he's the only one who can control them. Right. So, even though it's all inside of his head, Kay was right, so that's kind of interesting, but we'll have to see. We won't reveal too much about the ending of this, but he does find out how many people are still out there, because there are still more than just the two. And so he's got some work to do. We'll see what happens. But what do you think about this? I love the art in this one too.
Oh yeah, no, the art's great. The way they do like the prisoner, just like his face, it's so creepy. It just jumps out at you. It's just being so creepy. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if anybody out there is looking for a story about a broken hero and maybe some type of redemption, we're not even sure if redemption's really going on here. But I mean, just a broken hero who is just lost. This is the book for you. This is such a great story.
Yeah. It's like if the Punisher stopped killing people but realized he had to kill people again. It's like, how do you redeem an anti-hero? Because really, Bloodshot's an anti-hero. I mean, he's a mercenary. He's always been a mercenary. He kills people. That's what he does. You don't call Bloodshot if you want, kittens cuddled. You call him if you need kittens strangled. I mean, it's just the way it is. Yeah. But it's interesting because he's still human enough that when he has to kill somebody, he says, as Bloodshot, I never felt this, but now I feel it. Yep. And I thought that was kind of interesting. So maybe what Kay really did was not so much make him a man again, but give him back his humanity, so that as he regains the nanites, he'll still have that humanity that allows him to control them instead of them controlling him. So we'll have to see how they reshape. I really see this as less Bloodshot Reborn and more Bloodshot Reshaped.
Yeah.
So maybe remastered, right? We'll see if Bloodshot shoots first this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, bad Star Wars joke. Sorry.
It happens.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right, great Valiant stuff this week. We do have a winner for our posters. Actually, we have 2 winners. I just have to find my other poster. And so Jonathan Sanchez and James Falconer, you guys are our winners. I will get posters out to you over this next week. So I'll be contacting you on Facebook to get addresses so that I can send stuff out to you. If I can't get a hold of you, you don't get a poster. So if you want to find me on Facebook, just look for Aaron Clutter or go to the comic book page and you can find me on there, or go to thecomicbook.com and you can find me on there. I'm all over the place. So, or comment here and I'll find you either way. So
yeah, another option for our 2 winners is you can do direct messages. That, or you can do direct messages on YouTube.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. So
Learn something new every day.
We can send them a message that way.
Yeah, or you can just email me.
Yeah, just email.
Aaron Clutter at comicbooked.com. That's it. So email me your address and I will send you a poster. And only if your name is Jonathan Sanchez or James Falconer. If you try to send me an email and say that you're that person and you're not really that person, I won't send you a poster. Just saying.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I think next week we'll have another giveaway. So I have a couple of Valiant things laying around, so I'll grab one of those. And one of those things could be this.
Could be.
One of the Valiant Mini-Mates.
Which is awesome, because at the end of the books...
Oh, yeah.
You get these little Mini-Mate, little extra comics,
Yep. So, and I do also have a Bloodshot Reborn shot glass, which I really, really, really wanted to keep, but I will give this away as well next week. So stay tuned next week, and I'll give both of these things away. All you have to do is comment on our articles. That's all we need. So, and I do give stuff away. If you check out the Valiant groups on Facebook or check out our pages, you'll see that the winners do post stuff and say, hey, we won something. So it's not like we're just lying to you just to get more comments. So anyway.
Nope, we want to give you stuff.
That's right. We have stuff. We need to give it away. So great Valiant books this week. Exo Manowar 37, Ivar Timewalker number 6, and Bloodshot Reborn number 3. Definitely get those. Pick those up. Those are awesome. Next week we'll have a couple more books for you. I hope. I don't know. I know there's like 1 week a month where we don't have one, but I think we've got more books coming up next week. So just stay tuned. Definitely subscribe to our channel. You'll catch every new episode that we throw out. We do 2 different companies, full reviews every week, and then we always do some extra stuff as well. And we have a big interview tomorrow night that we'll get up. We have another interview scheduled for next week for another new comic coming out, and some other little smattering of things in between there. So definitely subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks a lot, everybody.
See you later.